An open letter to Oxford Union Society. I'm contacting you because you are an institution that is, to some degree, obliged to be open to criticism. If and when I question your actions or beliefs, you, as an institution, will encounter some difficulty if you simply attempt to mount a defence along the lines of "you just hate university societies and you're harassing us." You can't simply play the victim and spin some propaganda to the public, riding a wave of projected hatred and twisting any legitimate criticism of you into the prolonged, relentless bullying of the critic in question, and indeed any critic at all. Because you, Oxford Union Society, thankfully, do not have license to act like scaremongering fascists. Unlike many of your students, you as an institution do still bear some responsibility to justify your actions. And with that responsibility in mind, I would like you to imagine the following scenario. It's an analogous scenario, so bear with me. Imagine if I, insert name, take the usual application and enrolment steps necessary to join your union, and eventually participate in a rather prestigious live debate. It's a long-held British tradition in the spirit of free speech. However, what I do in this debate is argue against the spirit of free speech by proposing that freedom of speech should not be extended to Arab men, because of my further proposition that Arab men are racist and sexist. I spend the best part of my speech making the very offences for which I hold Arab men automatically guilty. In doing so, I shamelessly waste the time and patience of the union and its distinguished guests by reciting the most hypocritical authoritarian diatribe that's ever graced the walls of the institution. And I do it all for the quite transparent purpose of censoring Arab men. And then when it's over, I go to the internet looking for any Arab men who reacted to my statements, and I do whatever I can to censor them. All the while publicly proclaiming that I didn't mean what I said in that debate. When I said Arab men should be censored, I didn't mean it. And if any Arab man says I did mean it, he should be censored. Even if I have to censor him myself. What would be your reaction, Oxford Union Society? What would be your course of action were a representative of your institution to behave in this way? Before you give your answer, let us tinker with this scenario, one detail at a time. What if everything I said just happened, but I changed it from your university to a university in the heart of the Middle East? Is it no longer racist now that I'm surrounded by Arab men? No, sir, madam, it is still racist behaviour, no matter where we are in the world, because it singles people out for their genetic heritage instead of their actions. It is racist regardless of which of the races is targeted. Now, what if I bring it back to Britain and I change a different detail? What if I change the word Arab to the word white? Is that still racist? Given what we just went through in the last detail there. Yes, it is. It is just as inherently racist wherever you are in the world. Now, how many more details do I have to change before you somehow find a series of reasons to change your answer? No doubt in the initial scenario, your reaction was, eject this person from our institution. Let us hang our heads in shame for allowing this to happen, and pray they never darken another door as grand as this. How few details can I change before your reaction changes to, well, yes, of course, Arab men are racist and sexist whenever this person says so, and should be censored whenever this person says so. Change Arab to white to black to every Aborigine and back again. Is that even what matters to you? Or does it all come down to changing whenever this person says so to something other than person? Is any kind of prejudice acceptable as long as it comes from a certain identity of person? And pray tell, why on earth might that matter, given what we just went through in those details? Might it be because that certain identity of person can simply cry harassment and make it all go away? In flagrant violation of the principle of free expression. This is why it is so easy for these identity politicians to manipulate you, Oxford Union Society, and indeed everywhere else this might be happening. Because you were already under the death grip of a fundamental principle of identity politics. And it's being exploited. It's being milked for all it's worth. Our higher education system is one of the things that has made us the envy of the world. And it has been turned into a laughingstock. Because you allow ideas like this and people with ideas like this to represent you. Not just with your tolerance, but with your blessing. I sincerely hope we never again see the day when public debates about censorship are censored from public debate. And in universities, of all places. It's a strange time to be alive, friends. I'd be lying if I said I'm glad to be here. Right up close to see the nuts and bolts of an intellectual failed state. Sure, this is rather scary. Why wouldn't it be? But when we all make it out of this alive, it's going to be a hell of a story. Either it ends fairly soon, and we'll still be talking about it decades from now, or it doesn't end until decades from now, and we'll be talking about it for centuries. Or longer. How could I... Look at this shit. Look at it. Goodbye. And copyright.